Hey guys, CTOA, Jimmy Bremner, Dexter the boy, and we're on the Urban Trail. Appreciate you guys watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, notification bell. I think I covered all of that. A lot of you commented, about knot tying, that type of thing. Again, we make this more complicated than it needs to be. There's only maybe 4 knots that you need to know. Probably the first one, they call it the most trusted knot, the bowline or bowline. You simply take a bite of the rope, right? And what you do is, again, rabbit goes in, he goes around the tree, and he goes back through that hole. And it'll tighten up, and you should have a U shape like that, okay? That goes around your anchor. That said, I don't trust it. And the reason I don't trust it is because if you're a novice, it's complicated. It's not complicated. It's just, if you don't do it enough, it's easy to forget how to do it. The other thing is that it has this small little pigtail in there. I don't like the idea that it can work itself loose. Now, if you're fixed on having a bowline, what you can do is you can have a bigger tail, right, and do an overhand stopper knot that will give you a little more assurance and confidence that it won't come undone. But like I said, I know it's been used for like 100 years or more, for centuries actually, on ships and sailing and things like that. But what I prefer is an overhand figure 8, and there's no way that's coming undone. Again, I can do my stopper knots underneath. It's not a bad idea to do one all the time, but your figure 8 is, again, I'm totally confident in it. And you can put it around an anchor and do a retie figure 8. So it'll go around your anchor, and you'll get again, your figure 8. And all you do is retrace the figure 8. Once this goes around the anchor, you just retrace it and tie it off, and you have your retied figure 8. So I'm limited here in what I can show you. Okay. Probably the next one is called an alpine butterfly. It's a midline knot, and people seem to make this one more complicated than it needs to be. The easiest way to tie it, again, a midline knot, is you wrap it around your hand, right? And then the next time I come around, I'm going to go through the middle. I'm going to take the top part and push it under and back up. And there you have your alpine butterfly. And it's a good knot because it distributes weight on either side of it, and does less damage to your rope. Okay. And then probably the final one that I think is probably important for you is the clove hitch. Okay, so you do a loop, but you're actually looping the other way. Put them together. That goes around your anchor, or this is good for lashing, and you can put as many lines through there with that X over the top, and it locks down tight. Really good for lashing and shelter building and that type of thing. And so those, I think, are the 4. If you're going to learn them, those are the 4 that I would put in my pocket. But again, carry a piece of rope with you and just do it all the time, and you'll be more familiar how to do it if you need to do it. Now, that said, to try and demonstrate this as best I can. So you put up a ridge line, block, you anchor it any way you can, right? You've tied it over on a tree here, you're going to tie it over this way. So imagine this is your tarp. Now you could do a prusik, you can do that, right? You can do taut line hitch, you can do a number of those things, but you can take a small beaner, and hopefully you can see this, and you put it through 3 times, okay? Then you link that on to your tarp, and see that? You have the tension, and you didn't have to learn how to tie a knot, right? So this is a really simple way. If you're not familiar with knots, or they confuse you or what have you, that's really like a super simple way to tension a line of your tarp if you need to with beaners. Okay, again, not for climbing. This is to shelter build. The other thing that you can use is just here are these things by a company called Night Eyes. Okay, and you can, again, Dexter's getting all excited here. You can do the same thing. I don't know if he sees the deer or what he's doing. Okay, so these sort of modified carabiner, again, don't have to learn how to tie a knot. They have little teeth in here. Again, it's paracord. Is it going to damage it? Somewhat, but not, in shelter building, it's paracord. So you can always get more. So simply, you put it through, you give it a twist, and then you hook that other arm in there, and then attach your tarp, and you see, no knots. I mean, obviously I'd wrap this a couple more times, but you can see it, you don't actually have to, because I'm putting a lot of tension on it right now. So your tarp is going to be very taut with these. Now they do come in a smaller size and a larger size. This one that's in the middle, it can do. You could probably get away with like a 7 mil rope in this, and paracord. But these are really easy, and you get them just about anywhere. I think even Home Depot carries these. And again, it's by a company called Night Eyes. They make lights and things like that, strobe that you can wear, things like that. At Night Eyes, they're a pretty good, cool piece of kit, and they weigh nothing. Again, options. This is something called mule tape, okay, and it's used by the military. It's actually used by people that put out conduit and have to pull electrical lines or cables through, and this is typically what they use to do it. And you can get this really inexpensively at surplus stores, at Habitat for Humanity stores, and like you'll get yards of it. It lasts forever. It probably has a tensile strength of at least 1,000 or more, and yeah, it's really, really strong. And I use it for everything. If I got to, pull a vehicle, or I need an improvised dog leash, what have you, it's fantastic stuff. And there's a million things you can do with it. So that's, me talking about knots and things like that. What I will say is, pardon me, got a lot of stuff here in the forest floor. What you can do is go like Indigo or Chapters, one of these big bookstores, and as soon as you walk in, there's always this shelf of books that don't sell, and almost all the time there's a book, like this, right? Hiking, and that's the SAS survival manual. This is great. I mean, there's everything in here. You know, edible plants, bad plants, you know, venomous creatures. This is just great, and it fits in the pocket. But again, you'll find things like this on sale. And this one is more, so Dexter's going crazy here. There's, I guess there's a deer out here somewhere. But this one actually is really put together for the novice because it tells you, you know, suggests what shoes would be best, what backpack would be best, you know, what kind of compass. You know, it has a bit of mapping compass in it. This has a lot of mapping compass in it, and how to navigate by Mother Nature, by the stars, and you know, how to find a north-south line and that type of thing. So really, that's it for today. As I said, you know, we'll get some, this is like boat rope, and it's really, you know, forgiving for tying knots, any of that I'm going to say polyester yellow line. That's horrible for tying knots in and practicing with. So just go and grab yourself, again, Home Depot or, you know, somewhere like that, Harbor Freight, Princess Auto, and you can get this really inexpensive, and you can just go around and tie knots. So, as I said, you don't really have to. I mean, here's again, it's not an alpine butterfly, but that's a simple overhand knot, gives you a loop, locks down, and you know, you can use that. Well, you can do a lot of things. You make a Z rig out of it. You can use it like a, you know, almost like a little winch, and you can, you know, do a trucker's hitch out of it. But really, that said, and I've said enough at this point, there are ways around it if you're not comfortable with, you know, tying knots and that type of thing. And as I said, let's not make it more complicated than it needs to be. All right, it's a shelter. Like I said, you're not jumping or climbing or anything where life might be at risk. Right? So that said, it's Jimmy Bremner, Dexter the boy. That's a good shot of him there. CTOA, Urban Trail. Thanks very much, and we're out.